Hey guys, welcome back into my beauty stash and welcome to today's video that's going to be a requested video. One of you out there, well, a few of you out there, you all asked if I could share with you my top 10 favorite makeup brushes. Now, if you all want me to do a dedicated video of just best eyeshadow brushes, I can most definitely do that for you because this top 10 list is going to feature pretty much brushes that you can use to do a full face of makeup with, and I'm going to demonstrate them. I'm going to put on all of my makeup and I'm just going to show you how good these brushes are. Now, I will have links to all of them because I believe they are all still available right now in the description box, and guys, all of my links are always there. So you guys always know I use BK Beauty brushes and Rephr brushes. I even use some Game Beauty brushes. Those are always at the top of the description box anytime you feel like shopping them. Now, I realize not all of you are going to be able to order Rephr brushes or BK Beauty brushes. A lot of you are on a budget right now, and sometimes those brushes can tend to get pricey. I am going to just show you the styles, and then I'll allow you to look at your local drugstore or maybe, you know, in the affordable section at Ulta to see what is comparable. I am just sharing the brushes that have worked for me. They are tried and true, and hopefully if you pick them up, you will feel the same way about them. And if it is your first time here on my channel, first and foremost, welcome. My name is Steff. Very happy to have you here, and I would love to have you as a subscriber. So do me a favor, click on that subscribe button, and if you guys enjoy watching today's video, please give it a thumbs up before you head out. Let's get this video started, guys. If you all want to see the top 10 makeup brushes currently in my stash, keep on watching. Alright guys, I've already primed my complexion and I'm using this one from Rare Beauty. It is their Pore Diffusing Primer, and of course I will have all the makeup that I'm using linked and listed in the description box. Some of those links might be affiliate links, so if you do end up shopping through them, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. Now we're ready for foundation, one of my favorite parts about the makeup routine. And I have two different foundations. Both of them are from L'Oreal. One is like a serum type of foundation, the other is a balm type of foundation, and I'm hoping they're going to be close to the same shade because we're going to be applying both of them using my favorite foundation brush, and this is a BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. You'll see that it is an angled foundation brush, and this just does such a good job of pressing the product into the skin. Like, you can do the stippling motion. I usually don't do this buffing motion with this brush. This is all, it all acts like as a beauty blender. It all acts as a makeup sponge, and I'm going to show you how well it works with both type of consistencies. So let's start first with the Age Perfect Tinted Balm. Now, this BK Beauty brush is a synthetic brush, and it will help you achieve either sheer coverage, medium coverage, I mean, depending also on the type of foundation that you're using. But this brush allows you to build up the product by pressing it in. You're stippling it in, or stippling it on the skin, I should say. BK Beauty is an indie beauty brand out of Austin, Texas. The owner is Lisa J from Lisa J's Makeup here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Highly recommend you go follow Lisa and subscribe to her channel. She used to be a MAC makeup artist, so she knows a lot of tricks. She has amazing tips, and she started this brand a few years ago, and I'm so happy that I've gotten to work with them in the past, and I've just loved their brushes. So look at how beautiful that is, just pressing the product into the complexion. No seams, just very seamless, no streaks. All right, now we're gonna try a liquid foundation, and this is the True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. So I'm just gonna drop some out on the back of my hand. Well, I think this one is a little bit darker, but that's okay. I'm not running any errands today. I'm not doing anything but filming and editing. And so I like to use this part of the brush just to kind of get around the eye area and the crevice of the nose. And I always like to build up coverage right here on the sides of my cheeks, since that is where I have old acne scars and minor discoloration. And having this brush be the shape that it is, it's perfect. They even make this in a travel size. And I was very generously gifted that travel brush set a few months ago when it came out, and you better believe it's going with me on vacation. So I cannot wait. It's actually already in the suitcase. And guys, you will see other BK Beauty brushes in today's video, and I do have a code with BK Beauty. It is Steff10 that will give you 10% off of your order. Everything is in the description box. Alright guys, so now that we have a flawless foundation application on, you better believe I'm going to use my BK Beauty A506. This is a collaboration brush between Angie Hot and Flashy here on YouTube and BK Beauty. This brush is the concealer brush. This is the only concealer brush you will ever need. This is pretty awesome. So I'm going to take my Be Perfect Chroma Conceal, and we're going to start applying. So like the BK Beauty 101 foundation brush, you do see this has an angle to it. There's a slant. Okay, and it does have a different handle. The gray handles are because it's the Angie Hot and Flashy collaboration. This is also a synthetic brush that acts almost as your finger. And so just stipple, press the product under the eye area. This is such a delicate area, but this product really helps to apply that concealer seamlessly. And what I do is I still go in with my finger just to tap out, press out any creasing that might have occurred. I mean, it's natural. We have little fine lines under there. Product will settle there. It's inevitable. But sometimes the warmth of the finger after you've gone in and applied everything will really just help to merge everything and just help everything mesh well together. You want to be really gentle with your under eye area since this is a very thin part of the complexion. The skin is very thin, very delicate. I can always do some concealer on my eyelids as well, even though I do go in with a eyeshadow primer, but I always just want everything to be, you know, the same. I cannot say enough good things about this concealer brush. I use it almost every single day. I've gotten away from using beauty blenders really to apply even my foundation, but also my concealer. Sometimes I will just take it and also just use it to press. Now I mainly use beauty blenders to maybe either build up coverage right here on the sides of my cheeks or just to apply my powder. So far, two amazing brushes for this complexion application. Both of them happen to be from BK Beauty. Now I do have another BK Beauty brush that I want to share with you, and it is this one right here. This is also a foundation brush, and this is the 106 foundation brush. I like to use this for powder foundation. Now I'm not going to be applying any powder foundation, but you guys know, and I've talked about this a lot because I've been reviewing several powder foundations lately on my channel. This is the brush for me for powder foundation. Now I know a lot of you like to use this for liquid foundation. That's fine. Use it however you want. For me, this works fantastic with powder foundation. It is the only brush I will use for powder foundation, but I also like to use this brush for my Huda Beauty Glow Wish. So I'm going to be applying Glow Wish a little bit later, but right now we're going to move into cream bronzer, and I have a really nice synthetic brush, and that comes to us from Smashbox. This is the Cream Cheek Brush. I've had this brush for about 4 or 5 years. It is well loved in my stash. I want to say I picked this up at Nordstrom, but you might be able to find it wherever Smashbox is sold. I think you can even find it at Macy's maybe. But this is the perfect size, perfect shape for doing cream contour, cream bronzer, even cream blush, although I just strictly reserve this for cream bronzer and cream contour. Now for cream bronzer, I'm going to go in with another Be Perfect product, and this is the Cronzer. And in this one, this is their new line of cream bronzers, and in this one I have the shade Toasted. Now this is a little bit of a deeper shade, so I only need a little bit, but this cream cheek brush is definitely intended for its purpose. Applying cream products to the cheeks, to the forehead, anywhere you need them. I love this cream bronzer. This is one of my favorites. This made my May favorites list. You can find this on the Beauty Bay website and of course on the Be Perfect website. If you're here in the US, Be Perfect does have a US warehouse that they ship out of. They are a UK-based makeup brand and they make amazing makeup, amazing eyeshadow palettes, and now bronzers apparently. But you can see how effortlessly this brush has blended out that cream bronzer. I mean, perfect. Perfect application, just easy, even application. It's soft enough, but it's dense enough to where it's going to just allow you to kind of just stipple the product. See, I'm not like smearing it. I'm not like going in bigger circles. I'm just pressing it, dabbing it. This is where like the sun would naturally hit you, right up here, the cheekbones, the temples, the forehead. Now, normally I do some bronzer on my nose, but because I powder down my nose, I typically don't use cream bronzer on my nose. So I'll just go in with a separate powder bronzer. I always have my Physicians Formula butter bronzer up here at my desk, so that's what I'll use for my nose. All right, now it's time to apply cream blush. And for applying cream blush, I have one brush and it's from the drugstore that I absolutely recommend, and it is this one right here from e.l.f. This is their Putty blush brush, and this is a stippling brush. You can see it has like those little spikes there. That's gonna help to get you a sheer application, but you can use it to build it up. Like you can use the flat side because it's pretty flat on both sides. And then these little spikes really help to just sheer out the product. You don't want your cream blush or liquid blush, because I'm going to be using a liquid blush. You don't want it to be too intense. And I'm going to be going in with another item from the drugstore, and it is the new Profusion liquid blushes. These are the Blush Hour, and I'm going to use the shade Rosé. You always want to make sure you give this a good little shake. And I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to get my e.l.f. brush. See, I'm just using the top part. And I can go in circular motions, and this just helps to sheer out the color, and this just helps to give the application a very even application and just a natural effect. I do like to bring my blush down a little bit, like right here to the apples of my cheeks. Some prefer to keep it up a little higher. You do whatever you like. Oh, look at that. And you can just use this flat side right here just to kind of press everything in. All right, so I added a little bit of highlighter. All of the makeup, again, is going to be listed in the description box. Now I'm going to go back to the BK106 brush because it's time to get our glow on. So I'm going to be applying some of the Huda Beauty Glowish. I do use the shade Fair Light. So I'm just going to tap in here, and I use this to just buff very lightly all over the complexion, not my nose. I do not want to glow on my nose because I am a normal to oily skin type, so I will get glowy all on my own. And I kind of just keep this out here. I go above the bronzer a bit. I just love the effect that this gives the complexion. Like, I just love to have a glow, guys. What can I say? And right now it's summer. Who doesn't want to be a glowy goddess? This brush is perfect for it. This is a great combo. And again, this brush 106 from BK Beauty, highly recommend it for powder foundation. So my next favorite brushes are actually all eyeshadow brushes. So I will be creating a look, and I've decided to jump back into the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. I haven't used this one in a while, and this is a a stunning palette. So we're gonna get a full eye look using only these 5 eyeshadow brushes that are really some of my ride or die brushes. You see me use them and talk about them so often. The first one being from Beauty, and this is the E01 brush. This is kind of like a little dome shaped brush, and it does have that purple to white ombre effect on the bristles. It is a synthetic brush, and I like the handle because you have these little grooves right here, this little indent, to where it allows comfortable holding for the handle. I just think it's a great brush for doing crease work, for building up and packing on your transition shade, and that's exactly how we're gonna use it. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, and we're gonna start packing that on the crease using the E01. And it just fits perfectly, like right up here, right above the lid, and you'll notice I'm just like stamping. I'll do one eye on camera and one eye off camera just to save some time for me here filming. And all I'm doing is just stamping. I do have a code with Beauty. I believe the code is Steff, and that will give you 10% off of your order. All my codes, guys, and links, they're always at the top of the description box. That way you can reference them really quickly should you need a discount, and who doesn't need a discount nowadays? Okay, so now that I have the color, well, let's see, I think we can add a little bit. It's not supposed to be a deep color, but now that I have it pretty much where I want it, and all you saw was pretty much I'm just stamping it. I'm gonna lightly just blend the edge real quick, just a little bit. You don't really need to do too much. Now, the 4 remaining brushes, they're all gonna be Rephr brushes, and these are brushes that you see me reach for time and time again. I cannot recommend these 4 brushes more. We're gonna go in with the Rephr 14, and it's just a medium-sized blending brush. And now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. I'm gonna be focusing that on the outer corner, but also bringing it into the crease, just lower where I applied the first shade. And you'll see how effortlessly this brush blends out. I'm using both windshield wiper motions and as well as small circular motions. Perfect. Don't mind that glitter. The glitter, man, use it once and it's with you for life. Can't get rid of the glitter. Okay, so love the blend. Really nice blend. And I forgot to mention about Rephr brushes. So Rephr brushes are all natural, undyed, uncut goat hair brushes. They are made in Japan, but they're sold here in the US. Like they ship from here in the US. And I think you can get this brush and some of the ones I'm using for about 40% off right now in the concept store. The concept store is an area of the Rephr website where they have all of their sale items. And sometimes they put the whole store in there, and sometimes they just put a select few brushes in there. And whenever you see that a 13 and 14, this is a 14, whenever you see those brushes in the concept store, I would grab them. I always keep about 2 13s, 2 14s on hand. I do a lot of makeup videos, so I need to have those on hand, but for you at home, maybe you want to also. Maybe you're gonna keep one set in your purse and one set wherever you do your makeup, in your bedroom, in your bathroom. But these are a must, and you wanna grab them when they're in the concept store. That is the best deal on them. Okay, so now speaking of the Rephr 13, this is just the baby sister to the 14. It's exactly the same, it's just smaller. So now I'm gonna go into this shade down here, and we're gonna focus this shade on the outer corner to just really deepen up this look. You'll notice I kind of hold the brush a little bit higher just because I really want to focus it on this area. It's kind of like just painting and drawing and coloring, except you're doing it on your eye. I love using this particular brush, the 13, whenever I do a halo eye because it fits perfectly right here on the inner corner, and it's perfect right here for the outer corner, especially if you're going to be working with a dark shade or maybe a very bold, bright shade, and you don't want it to get away from you too much. Using this brush is perfect. And again, I do both windshield wiper and small circular motions. All right, now I think it's time to apply one of these beautiful shimmer shades. And how do you even choose which one to go into? I was kind of thinking this, or maybe even this. Let's do a combination of these two shades. And the brush I'm going to be using is my Rephr 21 brush. Now guys, normally I use the Morphe M124, and forgive the fact that mine is dirty, but they don't make the Morphe M124 anymore. So my new favorite is the Rephr 21. But this is a synthetic brush, and this one, of course, is a natural hair brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm picking up that darker shimmer first with the brush, and I'm going to just spray it with some setting spray. Now you don't need to use this brush wet. I always seem to be using it wet, but you can use it dry as well. It will pack on shadow, but for me, this brush is perfect for working with shimmer shades. I rarely use this brush for matte shades. For me, this just always works best with these sparkly, beautiful shades. And you can, like right here, how I'm doing it, kind of just blending a little bit into the crease. You can do that with this brush, but it's mainly just to do like a stamping motion. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with my Rephr 13, no additional product. I'm going to use that really lightly just to blend the crease a little bit. Soften the line. So I'm cleaning off my 21, and now I'm going to go in with that other shimmer shade. Same deal, pick it up first, then I'm going to spray it. I'm applying that, wow, to the inner corner. Maybe I should have done this all over. Forgot how beautiful this palette is. Let's move down to the lower lash line now. And for the lower lash line, you guys see me use this brush a lot. This is the Rephr 26 brush, and you'll notice it does have a point to it. This brush is so versatile because you can use it to line, you can use it to kind of just smoke out, you can use it to right here do the inner corner, or maybe you can use it to even define the crease with. There's just so many things that you can do with this brush. Highly recommend Rephr 26. So for the lower lash line, I think I'm gonna do maybe a combination of these two shades right here. So I'm gonna start first with the lighter one and then go into the deeper one. It's the perfect shape for just doing lower lash line work, in my opinion. Now I'm gonna go into that deeper shade, and I have it right here on the tip, and I'm going to keep that close to the lash line. And this brush, because of that little tip, it allows you to have that precision. Now, of course, I do love the Rephr 03, which is a lot smaller version of this brush, but I chose to put this brush in the top 10 because I feel like I reach for it a lot more, and it can just do more. All right, now for the inner corner, let's go in, let's do this shade. Let's do this shade for the inner corner. I'm gonna pick it up with that Rephr 26. I'm gonna spray it. Bring it down. This is such a beautiful palette. If you don't have Huda Rose Quartz, this is one of her best. These sparkly shades, they have a lot of shift and dimension to them. Very different for Huda, and I love it. Alright guys, so this is the completed look, pretty much the completed look, and these are the 5 eyeshadow brushes that are in my top 10 list. I'm going to finish the other eye off camera, add the finishing touches to this one, and I'll be right back so we can wrap up today's video. Alright guys, so here is the completed full face of makeup using my top 10 makeup brushes currently in my stash. These are my current favorite top 10 brushes, and guys, it just so happened that there were 5 complexion brushes and 5 eyeshadow brushes. When I sat down to organize myself and think about the brushes that I really use and gravitate towards, these were truly the brushes that stood out. And while I have so many others, I have a sea of brushes. If you could just see, like right in this section where I'm looking at, I have so many makeup brushes. These are my standouts, and I did pretty much a full face of makeup just using these 10 brushes. What I like about these 10 brushes is they're moderately priced. I will say that you can pretty much get a discount on all of them, and the majority of them you would be supporting a small business here in the US. So with the exception of Smashbox and Elf, all of these are US indie makeup and beauty brands, and I couldn't be more happy than to support small business. Small business needs our help so much. Not to say that the big corporations don't need our money, they do too, but it's always nice when you can support a small business. Let me know your thoughts, guys. What did you think of today's video? This was a requested video. Some of you asked for this video, so I hope I was able to help you guys make some good buying decisions. Don't forget to check the description box. All of the brushes I used will be linked, and if there's a code, the code will be there as well. Sometimes the codes are affiliated, sometimes they're not, sometimes it's just the link that's affiliated, but everything is always in the description box, so do make sure you check that. And of course, all of the makeup that I used today will be linked and listed in the description box as well. Let me know what some of your go-to makeup brushes are. If you could only have 5 brushes, if you could only have 10 brushes, what are the ones that just stand out to you the most? And let me know what you think of the brushes that I chose. I know a lot of you have BK and Rephr and Elf in your stash. What has your experience been with these brands? I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink that water, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.